our spirit? What is it? Where does it go? Are we able to see them using our mind's eye? If so, just what can spirit teach us? Welcome to Schooled Thru Spirit. Host DeEtte Ranae is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. And now your host, DeEtte Ranae.
Hey everybody, welcome. This is DeEtte here on Schooled Thru Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. And this is a show of which I do talk to different people of different spiritual modalities and how spirit has affected their life. Now each week we do have a spectacular guest on, and then we go on to, I talk about some spirit wants to talk about, and then we go on to just amazing guests. And then we followed it up with cards of the week. I'm trying to do 15 things at once, guys, here, so I'm completely screwing this up. But you know how this goes, the gist of it. Now, I do apologize because I was supposed to have Miss Janine on this week, Janine Estelle Lane from the UK, doing a demonstration of trance. And I do apologize, but she figured out that for her today is a holiday over in the UK, and she really just wanted the day off. So I was like, oh, okay, not a problem. You know what I mean? I completely, totally respect that. So I'm like, what else are we gonna do? I'm like, let's call Rob. And you all know Rob Thompson. He's amazing, and he's coming in today. Hello. Oh my gosh, I was doing all these things and kind of got lost, and all these people showed up. Let me see who's all here. Keith and Tim, oh my gosh, thank you for always coming in early and chit-chatting and starting out my day correctly. That's awesome. Thank you. Good morning, Courtney. Hello, Tim. Hello, Keith. Hello, Kevin. Good morning. Luann, oh my gosh, good morning. Jessica, Bill, oh my God. Warmest of hugs to everybody. Thank you guys all for showing up. So again, this morning I flipped it to the other side, and we went from, well, I guess I stayed in the UK base because Rob is UK based, guys. Well, he's from the UK, he's from England, and he's going to come on today. So, I still stayed within the same country. I just flipped to somebody else. So, so this morning, I don't want to talk about what they've given me. I really don't. I'll tell you what, I really don't. But I have no choice. It's not something I like to, because I'm scolding myself when I have this conversation. And I'll tell you what, over this last couple of weeks, I've had a lot of negative self-talk, guys. Tons of negative talk in my head. And when I talk about negative talk, it's self-talk to myself. It's I got sweatpants on, guys. It's self-talk to myself. It's self-talk about others. It's just when I get in my head about things. And we all get that. You know what I mean? It doesn't make us bad people. It doesn't make us indifferent people. It just makes us human. But I've had a lot of in my head. So I get upset with somebody and it sticks there and it can't get it out. And it's this dialogue and it's like, oh, it's driving me batty. And I'm glad I'm not the only one. I love that, Keith. And I will tell you what, I've had a lot of reminders of this last week. And normally I don't have a lot of that. I will tell you that right now. Normally I don't get a lot of the mind chatter in my head. I really fight to see a bigger picture, try to stay more positive, because honestly, who wants to waste their time? But I've gotten caught in the trap. I really got caught in the trap. You never want to talk about what you're suppressed to say until you do. Then we're all blessed. Exactly. But you know what? I got stuck in my head over this last week, guys. Swing by. I'll give you plus. Oh, thank you, Bill. So I got stuck in my head, and I think I got stuck for various reasons. And this is what's really came about of it. And I'm sharing this because I didn't want to talk about it, and I was like, what am I supposed to talk about, guys? Because I wasn't going to talk about this. And they made me pull a card. So I'm going to read the card, what the card has to say. Spirit kicked my butt. And then I'm going to talk more about the other signs I got for me to bring it back to attention. So the card, which is the final thing that came in. So let's start with the final thing and then work our way back a little bit. So the final was getting this card. It says beyond the mind. The mind moves us through the logistics of life so we can function in the world. However, endless mental chatter, self doubt, limiting stories, and subconscious programs can keep us in our suffering. Step outside the mind based limitations. Looking at things in an overly logical way still hinder you and obstruct access to your superpowers. The past may be running you and making your mind spin so you cannot see what is really in front of you. Consider your heart and your gut are telling you. What would the situation at hand feel like if you released all fears and worries? Are these concerns even yours? Ooh, gosh, that's rough. It's right, but it's rough. Now, like I said, that was the final for me. That was the final flip the card. So what has happened here in the last few days? I've had a lot of things come to mind, a lot of things that bothered me, people that bothered me, situations that bothered me. I think the cat bothered me. You know what I mean? Just because I was in my head. And this morning, I took my granddaughter to school. On the way back, a friend of mine had a TikTok going, and it was all about being positive, but not like, ooh, rays of sunshine and butterflies. It was literally going, I don't want to waste my time being negative. I don't want to waste my time with the thought. Good morning, Miss Sherry. She didn't want to waste her time with the thought. She didn't want to waste the time with the feeling. She didn't want to waste the time bringing herself through that back to a positive nature. So why even begin? And I was like, whoa, that's pretty powerful. Because the minute you start thinking negative about somebody or something, immediately that takes up space in your mind. And it starts to take up too much space in your mind. And then it is this whole energetic battle to figure it out and get back to a positive nature. So I took that and I went, okay, where's the lesson in this? Obviously, Spirit's going, they let me play around too long and they went, come on, where's Spirit at? And let's bring her back. It will, exactly, Bill, it will take you over. So then as I was getting ready for the show today, and yes, I did spend a little bit of time getting ready. It doesn't necessarily look like it did because I was running behind. I was running as fast as I could, and honestly, I don't care. But I was thinking about some of those things in my mind. I was thinking about some of the negativity I had in my mind, and I went, why? Why is it there? I want to find the why because I want this to stop. And I know if there is stuff in my head that I can't get away from, but it just transfers from person to situation to person to situation and all over, and it's just running wild in my head. I know there's got to be something in my head that's doing it. There's got to be a reason. And as I was getting ready and I was looking in the mirror, I was like, wow, all this stuff is me. How can you be negative with kick ass? Yes, I'm telling you, these ones rock too. Look at this. He put palm trees and oceans on my nails this week. Awesome, dude. Love Dave. I've switched to Dave at the nail salon because he freaking is a rock star. But I looked in the mirror and went, whoa, because here I am doing makeup and doing hair and blah, blah, blah. And I'm trying to figure out this whole dilemma in my head, the whys. Why am I doing this? And all of a sudden, the people that I've been a little bit bothered with popped into my head one by one. And not just the present ones, but past ones too. And I went, they're all the same. Ugh. And then I went, Spirit, what's that about? And they made me look in the mirror and I see myself looking back at me and went, oh, fudge. You're going to make me look at myself now. I don't want to look at myself. But it was the reality. It was the reality that when I get negative, when I get that negative thought in my head, and when the wheels keep turning and it doesn't stop, It is going to be something within me that I may not like about myself. Something within myself. It ends up being this big neon light saying, you need to work on this. You need to work on this. They're presenting you with things that bother you because this is what you don't like within you. And I went, that I can deal with. That I can deal with. Because I know when a person, a place, a situation that pops up, I know in myself to go in and say, DeEtte, what is it in here that is bothering you about you? What is it about you that you're going, oh my gosh, I don't like about me, that I need to work on about me? And it might just be spirit saying, it's time to work on this. And I think that's what they're doing to me. They're going, it's time for you to work on this. You've come so far, but let's dig deeper. Let's dig deeper. And I went, that I can do. So then I still wasn't going to talk about this because it's all about the ego, guys. And I'll tell you what, this is screams ego all over the place, doesn't it? And especially if you've taken any class of mine, I will talk to you about ego. I will talk to you about the mental chatter in your head that doesn't quit because it is ego. It is a small ego. It's you got large ego, you got little ego, you got lots of ego, and those egos are just they're limiting you. It's limiting you. So let's read the card again. Now that I've gone to the end and then got to the beginning and got back, let's see what this card really is saying. Maybe dissect it a little bit, It says the mind moves us through the logistics of life so we can function in the world. Okay, that makes sense. You know what? We need this to get through. However, endless mental chatter, self-doubt, limiting stories, and subconscious programs can keep us in our suffering. And isn't that what self-talk is? Isn't that what the negative talk is in our minds? It is that programming we have to say, this isn't correct, or that isn't correct, or oh my God, you're this, or oh my God, they're that. And we get ourselves in this thought process that nobody that you were thinking about, good morning, Miss Deb, is worthy of basically breathing around you because you're irritated as hell. Not a good way to look at life, is it? So good morning, Lee. So getting out of that to realize that everybody's got value. Everybody has something to say. You may not agree with it. That's okay. It doesn't mean you're not going to learn something from it. Doesn't mean you're not going to learn something. And negative programming, negative things that you have had for years upon years will keep you in that thought process. Say you have somebody that you're looking at them and you're going, oh my God, they just drive me batty. It's insane. And you can pick them apart like no other. Now, is it your place to pick them apart? Is it your place to go, oh my God, I just can't even stand looking at your face? No, it's not. Your place really as a person is to show up and say, you know what? There's something about you I don't care for. I don't know why, but I need to figure that out within myself. I need to get rid of my negativity because that person's done nothing other than themselves and graced you with their presence. Because when they show up and it is somebody that you're going, this is driving me batty, there is something within you that you need to work on. And it might just be the negative programming that you need to get rid of. And they are blessing you by showing up to bring it to your attention. So the next one is looking at things in an overly logical way will hinder you and obstruct access to your superpowers. And that is so true. That is so true. Because honestly, good morning, Miss Jenny. That is so true. Because, and I'm going to keep using the thing as a person. Because if a person shows up and you don't like them and you don't, when you immediately you go, wait a second, this feels familiar. I don't care for you. There's something about your energy, but you know what? I need you to show up and show me something. Good morning, Miss Lisa. But at the same time, you go, I'm not even going to put the rest into it. I'm just going to sit back and see what spirit has in store for me. I'm going to sit back and go, you're here for a reason. And you may be my best friend in the future. You might have been my sister in a past life. I don't know. But you're here for a reason. So I'm going to sit back and I'm just going to allow this to play out. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm not going to get in my head. I'm not going to get the old patterns going on. I'm just going to sit back here, open my mind, and go, okay, I'm going to enjoy your company right now. And I'm going to allow spirit to give me the messages that I need. Because maybe this person is presenting themselves in a different way that they normally would for you. So it says the past may be running you and making your mind spin so you cannot see what is really in front of you. That's all programming, isn't it? It's all programming. It's going back to the playground and the schoolyard and the crap that's in your head. It's time to get rid of the crap, guys. Because it says consider what your heart and your gut are telling you. Because I will tell you, when you have those situations playing out in front of you, it is your head that is telling you, ding, 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 ding. Because when you shut off the mind and you go to here and you go to here, these two are going to get the message of I need to be in this place. I need to be in an understanding. Go on. That's really hard to do. It really is hard to do. So I want you, good morning, Mr. Michael. I want you to go to this last piece, this last couple of questions. Because it says, what would the situation at hand feel like if you released all the fears and the worries? And I'm going to add in anger and frustration. What would it present to you if you released it all? Would it even be yours? Oh, that ends up being huge, right? Would it even be yours? Maybe you're taking on the collective of so many others. Good morning, Jeff. I need to hear this today, but don't want to. LOL. I've been grumpy about this things lately. Exactly, Jeff. And that's what a lot of this is. Tim stated, DeEtte, if you want to talk about my stuff, you should just call. No one ever needed to know. I love you, Tim. You don't even know. Keith, the things that we couldn't do, but things listen to the heart says you can with love. Exactly. I'll tell you, when I look at everything, jealousy comes into mind, power play comes into mind, negative self-talk of I can't do this, old way of being, old ways of myself that drive me batty. All these things, there's just a million reasons to sit in that negativity. There's a million reasons why you're feeling it, why you're whatever. But I want you guys to sit back. I want you, when your mom or your grandpa or whoever looked at you and said, be the bigger person, I think they got it partly right. Not 100%, but partly right. Because one, being the bigger person isn't the person that shuts their mouth and just says, oh, okay, whatever, and walks away. Being the bigger person, what it really means and what I want to take on it as a meaning is saying that, you know what? I'm going to show up. I'm just going to smile. I'm going to open my mind and I'm going to listen. But I'm going to listen to everything in my surroundings and I'm going to listen to spirit. And I'm going to go, why do I feel a tingle of frustration? Please present to me what it is I'm here to learn. And that ends up being bigger than anything, guys. Please present to me what I'm to learn. It takes all that energy and throws it away. All that energy. Why sit in a place of negativity? Guys, I wasted probably 5 or 6 days of my life that I'll never get back because of drama I had going on in my mind, drama in my head. And I will tell you what, it didn't quit because of one person or one situation. It just catapulted into another and another and another. And in my head, I'm going, are you kidding me? To the point where it's like, by yesterday, I just really wanted to rip the face off of almost anybody that was in my presence. And they had done nothing wrong. So on my programming, it's all me going back to a time when I was terrified of my own shadow, when I was scared of things. It took old pains and it brought it to my attention. And then I had to realize today that, you know what, some of these things are just me. And what I mean by that is these things were presented because I have things in my past that I still haven't healed yet. I have things back there where I felt unworthy. I have things in my past where I felt betrayed that spirit is presenting to me for me to address those things. And again, it has nothing to do with anybody that has been in my viewpoint. It has nothing to do with anybody. It has nothing to do with anything other than they show up for me to say, DeEtte, it's time. You're ready. And I'm going to tell you, really cool things happen when you finally approach it. When you finally give up the negative crap in the head and you start to look at it as a learning experience and you start to go, wait a second, this is me, this is not you. It's like a bad breakup. This is me, it's not you. And go with that. And when you do, and you start to take in all the lessons, all of it, and you start going, wow, this is really cool. You have growth. You have growth. And it's phenomenal because not only are you going to see growth within yourself, because you're going to start to feel peace. Wow, peace is a huge word, but you start to feel peace. You get to a point of feeling joy. And then what happens, because now you've turned this into this positive for yourself. You really have turned it into a positive and you've worked through your own issues. And you know what happens when that happens? Doors open. Give it doors open. Opportunities come. Better way of life comes. Beautiful things happen because you're getting rid of the programming that you are not worthy. This should bother you. I'm better than that. I'm better than them. This should be me, not them. All of that negativity suppresses positivity from coming to you. Negativity suppresses positivity. Negative self talk suppresses opportunities for you. Because when all you have is negativity going on in your mind, you are not opening a door. You are not allowing room for the door to even think about opening for good things to come in. It's not even there. And you're just screaming, why does my life suck? Why are other people getting things that I'm not? Why is all of this happening for everybody else and not me? It's because you're literally stuck in a limited belief. You're stuck in old programming. So I want you to look at things in your lifetime. I want you to look at all the times that you are currently and or in the past looking at a lot of that negativity. What is going in your mind? You need to get to a point, and I do say it is a need, and I don't normally look at people and say, you need to do this, because really it's your path, it's your journey. It's not for me to look at you and say to do something. How do you keep this vibe going through? For myself, Jennifer, I just tried to keep very neutral in my mind. It doesn't get caught up in me. Yes. Oh my God, last week was just treacherous for me. But how you keep it up is literally to be grateful. You literally are grateful. You know, um, it is so funny because, I have conversations with people all the time about my past life as a nurse or my past life as an aide or other things in my life. And yeah, you'll hear me a million times going, oh, I hated that life, but I'm so grateful for it. Because A, it gave me a job, it fed me, fed my kids, it put, a roof over our head, all of that. It also put me in ability to help other people. It gave me that sense of I want to help people. But more importantly, that life helped my current life. And I become grateful for it. And when I look at different things that bother me, as long as I can catch it right away, I become very grateful for that person being in my life. I'm very grateful that they showed up to show me what I need to work on in here. And when you do it from gratitude, those doors are just wide open all the time. They are wide open and they're allowing opportunities to come to you because you're grateful. Because it says you're no longer suppressing yourself. you are bringing it in, you're opening up those doors, and you're saying you're welcoming more opportunities. Because when you are grateful and you're opening those doors, not only are you opening up for the good to come to you, you're opening up all those situations that are going to help you with growth to come to you also. And it's beautiful when you allow that to happen. It's absolutely amazing. Okay. So I want you guys to sit over this next week and think about when that negativity pops in your head. Why did it pop in? What do I need to see or learn from this? What's the beauty in this? Get to that place of peace, guys. Bring in the positivity. Get rid of the self-talk, okay? Oh, I love that. I think about to give up everything I do and go look for Bigfoot. That sounds like one hell of a dream job. I would do it. Why not? Eventually, somebody's got to sit down and interview him. Might as well be you. Okay, everybody, we're going to take a quick station break, and when we come back, we're going to bring in Rob Thompson. This is DeEtte here on Schooled Thru Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. Hello, everybody. I'm just messaging somebody really quick. You caught me. You caught me. Sorry, guys. Somebody messaged me really quick, and I was like, I have to get the message back to them. So, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for listening to me and my rant this morning and my conversations because I love it. I love it. I love it. But I want to let you know I got Mr. Rob Thompson, Spirit Medium, the founder and head of the Ghost Finders. And he's not going to say that because he's going to say he's a team, but he is the first that brought him through. Let's welcome in Rob. Look at him. He's like, no, not me.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart. Well, Teach, I brought you your apple this morning.
Did you finally bring me an apple?
Yeah,
I've been waiting.
I know. Unfortunately,
You
I
ate
didn't
it.
really. It was the last one, and it looks so good. But I'll get you another one, a better apple.
A better apple.
So I say this in jest. This is my little jest thing back and forth with DeEtte because I'm a proud student of hers, and I owe her so much.
Right? You're pretty much a pro on this.
Huh?
You're pretty much a pro now.
Is there even such a thing, you know? And thank you for that. But you know, our what and you know, recognition is nice, but one of the things that I was just saying this morning to somebody was that the most beautiful thing about our gift and certainly your ability to teach people how to develop the gift is really just to see the gratitude in people's eyes and feel the gratitude in their hearts with them, you know, when you help them to find closure or you help them to find just an answer.
You're gonna make me cry. It's so true.
Yeah.
It is so true.
And so it's not about ego. I'm just very, very blessed to have you and you know the Ghost Finders cast and crew in my life. Really good, talented, wonderful, amazing people, and I feel very blessed to be part of that. So
It's amazing, and I'm so happy that you get that because that's one thing I've struggled with over the week is I've encountered a lot of people that don't look at it that way, and it's put my ego in a place that I haven't liked it because I'm like, "You're just a person that has a job." You know what I mean? And, we have a beautiful
Yeah,
job. We have a beautiful job.
we do. We
It's
do.
an amazing job. I wouldn't give it up for anything. But the
What's
star is always spirit, you know? We show up for them. We show up for the people in front of us, and we're a voice. We're a
we
voice.
are. Yeah. And it's it's an extraordinary journey, and every one of our journeys to going from the coming from the point of realization that there's something different about us,
Mhm.
and to the point of making the decision to step out and tell the world about it proudly and
Right.
learn how to develop that gift in a way that will help others.
Mhm.
Um, and then sometimes that's like a few weeks, sometimes a few months. In my case, it was a lifetime. You know, it was
I
years and years and years.
Me too. Me too.
Yours as well. You know,
Yeah,
yeah. But you're
I
only
didn't go
30,
professional
so
till 2016. If you think about that, 7 years ago. It's not even a
no,
decade, you know?
no. Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, but for me, I waited far too. I waited decades and decades to, you know, to yeah, to even dare come out, and then when I did, it was just like I was like a bull in in a china shop, you know, in a royal coronation china shop. If you want to really go, yeah, cryptic.
We're not gonna
Um,
talk about that because we both have our own views on different
we
things.
did, we did. Hey, Billy, what do you think about the coronation? Like, I don't,
I don't.
I don't,
It
because
happened.
it's 21st century and we don't need a royal family. But anyway, I'll steer away from that one. It's not piss off some of my
It
British
upset
friends
everybody
back
if we have
home.
that
Yeah,
conversation.
good bastard. Um,
Somebody's gotta
but
get paid to do the job.
well, it depends on a matter of opinion. And no, I think it's for me, that's how I was, you know, and I just thought, well, now I feel things and I see things and I can kind of do things, so I'll just like jump on in. Both
Yeah.
bad idea. No, no, no. It's also for me that was the mistake of someone being like, you know what, I made it from here to here, down the slope. I'm a skier. No, 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 no. Wait, you got to learn how to go left and right and stop, slow and stop. No, 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 no. Boof. And Rob goes boof, you know, into the, chalet and everyone's drinks go flying and oh, you bastard. And so I was like, DeEtte, please teach me how to slow down and stop and left and right and over the moguls and around and she was just like, well, how about we teach you first how to go left or right and stop. And
Everybody needs that.
yeah, and you just I mean, you're just an incredible human being, but you're an extraordinary teacher, and that's why when people come to me at cons, whether it be a metaphysical con, like the wonderful one we had in Wisconsin, or whether it be a paracon, whatever. I'm always like, people, every single time, there's at least a dozen people who will say to me, I think I have this gift, by the way, or I'll tell them, by the way, I see you're a medium coming to me for a reading, which is a huge compliment. Thank you. And they're like, I wasn't going to say anything. I'm like, you didn't need to, and I'm like giving your card out. So I need a bunch of your cards, sweetheart, because I ran out of them 3 cons ago. And it doesn't look as the piece of paper with the, you know what I mean?
You.
I'm writing your number on
I
my
love
cards.
I love the dickens out of you, Rob. You don't even know. I just I love the Dickens guy. I do. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate you in my life, and you've taught me so much when it comes to just humility and being a normal person, being a good person, and people don't always recognize that in celebrities, do they? You know?
And and
And
I
you are
think,
a good person. So well,
well, I don't know, I'm not, but
but
thank you for the designation.
people don't recognize, and when I had Heather on here, I talked a lot about it with Heather too, that, you know, I don't think you guys see negativity in your lives. You guys see things and you go, "This just doesn't fit right now." It doesn't mean that I don't love you. It doesn't mean that I don't wish well for you. It doesn't mean that I don't want the absolute best for you. But right now, it just doesn't work. And you're
Mhm.
positive all the time. And it doesn't matter what it's about. It doesn't matter. There's never anything but positivity that comes through from you. And some people go, "Oh, like, he's just British. That's how they are." But Heather's not British, and she's just as amazing. So I know it's just a way of life, a
Well,
positivity.
so I when you were saying that, there was a few of my cast and crew, and I just like got their messages, and she's like, "What? Did never been on set with him for an 18-hour shoot?" But she has been on
I
set
have
with me for
that.
an 18-hour
And you
shoot.
were positive the whole time.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you looked at me and you went, "It's nap time. We gotta go. We got like 20 minutes and you're gonna need it." And I kept going, "Why am I taking naps today?" And I was like, by the time it came to 1 o'clock in the morning, I was like, "Thank God Rob told me about naps." You know? And there was
Yeah.
no negativity. It was positivity. Me going, "How do you do this all the time?"
I don't know, man. All I know is that once you hit 39 like me, I mean, it's just the naps are your saving grace, and I j-
Yeah. Next time we
um
find that place off the set though, because them people didn't quit talking, and I'm not talking about the living. It was the dead that would quit. Yeah,
um
I'm sorry.
yeah. It was
No,
also like 10 degrees or something.
it
It
was
was
chilly.
mad.
It was chilly.
Pocahontas shoot at
Yeah, Enriquez.
yeah, yeah, and Henricus, and my crazy mad witch, darling sister from another mister, Megan, and her man.
Yes, I love them.
My my snoring must have been so bad. I think I was like between me and my security guy, our
He
beloved
went and
Mike.
slept in another
I,
building.
you were like, you know what? I might actually take my chances with the cold out and outside in the elements. And then Megan the next night and Matthias, they went and they did it. They slept in a straw hut with no windows.
But they wanted the
Just
opportunity. I
holes
don't think it had anything to do with snoring.
underneath. Oh, well, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
that's for a, I
that's
can't believe you
that's a
just
whole
said that.
other subject. But,
That's a whole other subject. But they were underneath a thick wool blanket from
yeah,
the year dot. I think it was Pocahontas era,
yeah.
and all the real estate that lived in it. And they were fine. So it just shows you.
They I'll tell you, I was jealous. I will admit, I was jealous because when they told me they were gonna do it, I was like, "Why did I schedule, like, a 4 o'clock plane? Why did I do that? Because I wanna sleep next to them."
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how much sleeping you'd have gotten done. Gonna leave it right there because of all
Just
the
leave it
laughter
there.
and
Okay,
yeah.
1 hut over with my own blanket. I'd taken Lily with me. "Let's go snuggle under a blanket under this hut, Lily." And she'd been like, "Nope, I'm gonna go where it's warmer."
Your
Yeah,
grandchildren are so adorable. Her and Lily,
they love
um,
each other.
that her they have collectively formed such a great friendship, and she can't wait to see them. So I'm hoping that I'm coming out your way soon.
Very cool.
I know I wasn't able to make the spirits in the spring thing, but
Mhm.
I'm really excited to be doing something out your way, which I'll shut up about because I'm not supposed to even say anything yet about it. So I guess I'm going to be out your way in the next couple months. So and that's
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, hear that. Glad I can't wait. You're gonna have to
I
tell
love
me.
it. I love it out there by the Windy
I
City.
know when you're coming.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I've always Chicago has a special place in my heart. Is where I first got thrown out of a club. It's where
You? I have a
I
club? Really?
buddy guys. Yeah. It was an accident. I went to turn around and I knocked two people's glasses out of their hand, and then I was just like, sorry. And then someone looked two and two together and make four. My friend Mike was just still in there. It was like, are you coming? I didn't get thrown out. I'll just wait on the steps of the dinosaur museum for that hot dog stand to open. Then hot dogs.
Everyone's a
But
Chicago hot dog.
as you can tell, with ADHD this morning, I haven't even had my second cup of coffee, so
I
I
haven't had it
apologize in
first.
advance. Yeah, just blew in from the Windy City. The Windy City is mighty pretty. Doris Day, you
Now
have to
I
be
have to
there.
go and look at every Chicago event that's happening soon.
I love
So I can come and stalk you.
anytime, baby.
I'm stalking.
Yeah, I only got one stalker,
Get
and he's a
outside,
male, and he's
look
huh?
at your window, and I'm gonna call you and go, "Yeah, I see you." You need to
Oh,
shut
you
the
know what? I wish I was. Well, you know what? Be careful what you wish for. I mean, I was just saying, Tom Cruise has got so many stalkers that they've got like their stalkers have got stalkers.
Yeah, but he's overrated. You're not.
Oh,
He's overrated. He thinks he's something that he hasn't been that for many, many, many moons.
well, I don't know, baby. I mean, $1.6 billion movie
That's
last
because
year.
he hasn't gotten in the whitey tighties in a shirt for a long time, and nobody understands what he looks like anymore. There's a reason he played that scene back in his 20s, and he hasn't played it again since.
It's
The
just not
plain
fair
tights
that
and
he
tops.
looks the way he does.
Yeah.
Still,
Photoshop.
good people.
We need good people.
That's like Megan, or Megan, and it makes me look half human on camera, which in actual fact, I'm not.
Do you know how many times we have tried to get her on my show?
Meg,
Yes.
yeah, guess what?
She's so
Try and get her
busy.
to a bloody 3-day shoot.
I'm
She
telling
is
you.
in such high demand.
I
I
know.
mean, I can't tell you right now who she's working with. She's just for the know, and people not in the know. She's
Yeah.
a Hollywood makeup artist, union, SAG-AFTRA, and she works with the big guys, people
Tom
like Cruise,
Cruise and
people
all of
like
them
that. Yeah,
people. Yeah, the big
and
guys.
makes them look even more amazing than they are.
I
And
need
she's
tips.
just
She's
I-
awesome.
the energy around her is just like a big, bright, giant,
I mean,
studio light.
Rob, I don't want to throw you under the bus because you know how much I love you and how much I think of you. But next to Megan, you're kind of a sour ninny.
I just don't. I'm not around.
You
I'm
understand that.
invisible around
And
her.
you understand that because you are one of the most positive people I know. And then there's Megan, and you are just a negative soul compared to Megan.
Well, sure.
You know what I mean, though. She's so bright and positive. She's
You
like
haven't
a
seen me
little
with the
bird
legs
that
shaved.
you know? What's that?
It's true. It's true. Even if I shave my legs, I can't compete.
She's just such a and if I can ever get her on and you guys can experience it, she doesn't even have to say anything. She just shows up and the room brightens, and it's not pink hair. It's just, although she has pink hair.
What you know what? we did a shoot that was like, and ordinarily it's like on a main shoot day at i.e. investigation, it's like 18 to 20 hours
Mhm.
straight
Mhm.
with an hour for lunch and an hour for, you know the deal. And this one time there was so much to do because the extra kept the call list kept sort of growing, which is not
Yeah.
supposed to grow, really at all. And before you knew it, we were just like working through half our lunch and all of our dinner. And at the end, and it came out, we came back to the hotel and it was light again, and the birds were chirping, and we were so exhausted. And I'm like literally crawling through the foyer, and she stops and she says, "You know what, Rob? I love you. What an awesome shoot." And I'm just like, oh. Was about all I could manage, and yeah, she's a real keeper, and presumably that's why she's been with us for like 6 seasons. So
Yeah. She's like one other than you, she's one of the longest running, isn't she? I was actually looking
she,
at some
she
pictures,
is,
and it's like you and Megan.
yeah.
There's pictures, it's just you and Megan. I'm like, is that how it started? You and Megan? Like she was
No,
barely out of diapers and jumped on camera, and you've just kind of
I don't know if she was, yeah, no, it was like around season 7.
so
Yeah, so 5 seasons.
wow.
This will
That's
be her
almost half.
5th season. Huh?
That's almost half.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. And we just we've gotten, since we started airing the Ghost Finders in the UK
Yeah.
on Amazon Prime
.com,
.co.uk.
isn't it? I think it's
Um,
what is it in the UK? Doc something.
you can watch it here. You just have to go on via you have to go amazon.co.uk, and then you can watch us on Amazon there. The thing with here is we're just finishing our transcoding of because you need for the US you need
Mhm.
subtitles, subtitles,
Right.
which is how I think it should be everywhere. But the UK are a little, they have a slightly different way of doing things. They do have them as well, but they're done there, not by your post production.
Yeah, I'm the person who turns on the subtitles because even though I can hear you and I can understand you, I'm gonna ignore it all so I can read. I miss that. That's exactly what happens, Rob. It's like you might as well just mute yourself.
Yeah, I'm really glad to be talking to you here from our Moscow bureau,
Yeah.
where the weather is really good here today. Oh no, I was over on that
You
wasn't
flipped
Moscow.
it.
That was somewhere else.
You flipped to a different country altogether, Rob.
Mushkiga tоварищ немножко рашка.
You have done flipped. You have done flipped.
I have,
Flipped
Don't worry.
countries. Flipped countries. So,
Um,
mm, what is going on with the ghost finders? I know you've
well,
shot.
so
Can it be
well,
talked about yet?
I've got a lot going on
Who's got
here.
the list?
I'll be Scottish now for a little while,
Oh,
because
you're getting close to my heart then.
I
I
was
love
just
that stuff.
looking, and we got a lot of stuff going on. Rochester Parafest is coming up, and that is this coming weekend, 12th. The 12th, the Friday, is a VIP meet and greet, 7
Ooh,
p.m. to midnight. I will be
ooh,
there along with Daniel Class in a Class
ooh.
band
You
and a
guys are
bunch of
coming
other bands.
together. That doesn't happen too often.
No, well, you know what?
He's
He was,
busy. You're busy.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know how our families manage. You know, he must just like send a picture to his kids every now and then, just so they can still see what he know. I mean, one of the things I'll tell you about Dan is he could be filming in Australia, then in Africa, and then in wherever in the world he is. He is back when he says he's going to be back. He's with his family time. You forget trying to reach him because it's family. So
Mhm.
he does an amazing. They have such an amazing
Dynamic. He's just,
dynamic to be able to
yeah.
understand how busy he is, and he gets everything done and still is the number one family man that I love. And
I want
so
to push that a little bit further out because last week I needed to get a hold of him just
mhm,
because of a mutual friend of all of ours.
mhm.
And literally, I didn't know he was shooting. I didn't know where he was. Literally, the first thought I said, I need to get a hold of Dad. I called, and 2 rings in, he answers the phone. He sounds quiet, and I tell him about it. He's like, da 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 da. Da, okay, blah, blah, blah. This is what you need to do. Here's the phone number. I'm like, okay. He goes, I'll call later. And I said, okay. He goes, I'm literally shooting right now. And I'm like, shit, I'm so sorry. He's like, no, this is more important right now. And I'm like, you're shooting. You're shooting. You can't be answering your phone. And he knew if I was calling, it was for a reason,
Yeah.
and still answered, and a lot of people aren't like that. So
No, I remember once when I called Dan to say, Happy New Year, and I didn't realize that he was filming on the summit of Everest, and he was making his Cocoa Pops and milk, and just having his coffee, and I could hear. I was like, Dan, where are you? He was like on the top of Everest. Oh, I'm just kidding, but so. From there, so yeah, this is a really close benefit to my heart, darling, because
you
it's
do
for
a
the
pause.
it's a benefit for the Veterans
Mhm.
Outreach Center. And as
Oh,
you know,
great.
Heather is a veteran, 2 tours of Iraq, 10 years of service in the
Yeah.
Army. I'm myself a British Army veteran. May 13th and 14th is also the second and third days for the vendor show, 8 p.m. to 5 p.m. Rochester Parafest in Caledonia, New York State. Then in June and July and August, I'm going to be filming the Ghost Finders. And then September 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th, there's the Festival of the Unexplained, which I'm going back to for the second year.
And that's in
And
England, isn't it?
in the UK, near Birmingham at Bosworth Hall. Festival of the Unexplained.com for tickets, if there's any left.
Everybody
October
in the
20.
UK that's downloading this, you need to see him there.
Yeah, what she said. And October 27th and 28th. October 27th and 28th, I'm at the Warren Seekers of the Paranormal Phantasmacon, back at that fantastic event, Mohegan Sun, Uncasville, Connecticut. And then November 4th, I'll be at, I think it's the 4th and the 5th, I'll be at the Mid-Michigan Paracon. And there's a couple other things I'm doing that month, but anyway.
I wanted to go to Mid-Michigan, but I'll be in the UK then.
You'll be in the bloody UK, and then I'll be when you're not, and then
I know.
that's not
We're
right.
take over the UK by storm. 1 month
I
at a time.
know. That's exactly. Well, you know what? I spoke to an event promoter just an hour ago in the UK who wants me to do more gigs over there. It's like, you're British. Why aren't you doing more gigs here? And I'm like, so
because they're trying to steal you back, Rob. I mean, this is going to be a power play. U.S. is going to have one arm. Brit's going to have the other arm, and it's stronger. It's who's stronger.
Yeah, we got some problems going on in the UK, with
You're
stuff
staying with us.
and stuff left over from the pandemic and the economy and inflation, but yeah, I mean, it's that's kind of to a degree here and there and everywhere. But one day I will go back to the UK, and who knows? You know what I mean? Every day is different. Every week is. Never take a moment for granted. Kiss your loved ones and your friends, and even if they don't want you to, and hug them and tell them you love them, because life is just way too short.
I love that. Lee says, I'm a veteran and thank you. She worked with the British Air Force in Turkey. I love that.
RAF? No, yeah. Thank you for your service.
Yes, definitely. I love that. Good thing. She said, but good thing y'all spent the millions on that coronation. We're not talking about the coronation, Lee. We're
I'm talking about We're not talking about the coronation and the turn it, lift it, put the bloody thing on, for God's sake. Did you see that? It was like a bit of a.
It didn't fit. All I could think was the crown doesn't fit. The crown doesn't.
No. Well, it's I won't talk about my.
We're not going there. We're not going there. It was just my observation. You asked a question. I gave an observation. Let's get over it. We'll have an hour about the coronation.
But it was 100 million pounds. But I'd love to go. The UK is a beautiful country, and what I miss about it is the history, countryside, all of those other wonderful things. Hey, if you've got the coin to do it, come and see me this September 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, and however long afterwards the beer money lasts, because it is one big paranormal meta fantastical experience.
So that's in September. Can you say the dates again so everybody knows that is there? September
14th, 15th, 16th, and then 17th.
17th. And will you be booking for private readings while you're there then? I
will be booking private readings one-on-one, and you can actually do that by going to spiritmedium.com. Nice and easy, spiritmedium.com, and then just select the festival dates within that, and you're pre-booked and you're all set to go, because I did umpteen readings there last year, and it was fantastic event. Dan's coming back with me again this year, and I think Darren Marston and some other great people are going to be there as well.
I love that.
Penny Morgan, historian, a good friend of mine. And
is Patty going again too?
Patty's not going back this year. No. She's a commodity, she's booked everywhere, right and left. But she's also an alternating cast member on The Ghost Finders for season 12.
She is, which is awesome.
Well, we both. I joke with them both and say you're our part-time witches, because they're so busy that, and this is hopeful, when one can't make a shoot, then the other one can. Every which way.
Every which way.
I know. I thought you'd like that.
I love that, and I love that you have that ability to do that. You know what I mean? I love that you have that ability, to be able to bring the kind of flip back and forth, and to have two amazing ladies on there.
It's continuity is so important. So you have to people on reality shows, I think I don't think people really realize until they're in the position of the unenviable position of making a show, that people get their favorites, and they expect to see them, and if they're not there, well, and they're not there, and then they're not there again, then people are like, what, that'd be like, can you imagine the first few seasons of Ghost Hunters without Dustin?
I know.
What? It'd be like a Twix without caramel.
Exactly. Well, which isn't too bad. Caramel gets stuck in the teeth.
I love Dustin. He's such a sweetheart.
Just kidding. I've never met him.
Oh.
He's another one I have to send a message to and say, come on my show.
Everything about him inspires me. Even his cat, who is Raisin, is the coolest, super coolest.
Is he?
Yeah. But I'm all over the place today. I wanted to actually.
What do you want to talk about today?
Well, I wanted to see really if you and I could do a little something together, a few dates during this year still, if you've got any time left.
For you, always.
So let's talk about it after the show, and
for you,
because I've had 4 just in the last week or so. I've had 4 people ask me, you and DeEtte going to get up, who went to see us at the year before's Buffalo psychic fair.
People don't know this. Me and Rob, and Jess comes out. I was his teacher for a short amount of time. He says he still needs me. Rob does not need me. Rob is freaking amazing. He does not need a teacher.
I just got dumped by my teacher.
You got dumped
on
because you
air.
don't need me as a teacher. You don't need me at all. You are freaking phenomenal, and I will always stand up and sit on stage with you anywhere,
Oh
you know?
God.
But where
Thank
I
you.
used to show up and people don't realize how much I love this man. I flew to Buffalo. I flew to was it Maine or Rhode Island?
It, it was Rhode Island. I sent you to the wrong airport by mistake, but
And that's okay. No, that was the shoot. I went to the wrong
oh, that was the shoot. That was right.
That was
Yeah.
the shoot. I would fly anywhere and anything to stand up and be able to support Rob. You know what I mean? Because you are just this amazing person and your heart is in the right place and you just want to help. But I think through the dynamic of teacher student, we found a great chemistry that we work together,
Hmm.
and it's just a dynamic chemistry that we're on stage and we have a lot of the same humor. I can be a little brash. Rob's a little more sensitive
You
when
can
it
be
comes to
brash.
humor. Not at all. Not, no.
I wow. I
I've been trying to soften. I've been trying to soften.
you
You would not.
your energy is really as really just blossomed just in like really just before the holidays. There was something about your energy that just went from an all-time high to like stratosphere. And
Thank you. Then me giving up the
so
bullshit is showing then. That's a good thing.
giving up the bullshit, yeah, I'm been breaking myself away from that these last few weeks, and
Yeah,
yeah, it feels good, doesn't it?
it
Um,
does. It really I can't even tell you. You start to see gratitude in places you never thought you had gratitude, you
right.
know, and you allow yourself to shine, and that's not even what you're trying to do, but I think it just kind of happens. But getting back to it, Rob, I would gladly work with you anywhere just
Aw.
because we mesh. You're amazing. And it's always an honor to take a stage with you. Always.
Yeah, the honor's always mine, kid, because just
Because
because of
I
who
don't have to
you
wear
are.
shoes and you do.
Yeah, I know. We got over that. We got past that. She took her
Did you?
shoes off. She goes
I
on
didn't
stage.
mean to. I walked out of
When was this? When we were at our Rhode Island gig
there.
together. We did a few dates together, and
We have to kind of go back a little bit in that story though. People don't
well,
I mean, people did not realize that I bought my shoes when I was at a heavier weight. And
right.
and I had surgery, which I've never lied about. I had gastric bypass. I'm not gonna lie about that. When people say, "Oh my god, you did look at all the hard work." Nope, lay down, they cut me open, we're good. I mean, I didn't work at this, it just fell off. But anyway, I had surgery, and then I put on clothes that that I had not worn in a while. I was like, "Okay, they fit, this is good." Never tried the shoes on. Got to Rhode Island and we're all getting ready together. We go to this event and I go to walk up the stairs and I get to the top and I literally walked my shoes. I went,
She
well,
takes them off. Yeah.
I was like, I'm still wearing a size 14. My body says I lost 20 or 30 pounds, but I'm still in the same dress I was able to wear at 250 pounds. Now I know where I lost the weight at. It was in my feet. It was in my
Yeah, that was most of it. And,
feet.
and
It was in my feet.
who is lucky enough to lose weight on their feet?
I
I
know.
mean, I'm a size 14, quadruple E New Balance. I mean,
Yeah,
I can if there's a flood, I can jump in one of those suckers. I'm like
that's
Hawaii Five
okay.
O.
We can jump in my old shoes too.
Well, it was just the way that when we were called on stage, and the our little signature thing, which was Justin Bieber Ghost. If
Yeah.
I had, and then she kicks
It
her
was
bloody
so
shoes off. I'm like, oh dear God, what just happened?
it's like, what's going on?
I
I'm like,
need high heels flying. Take
they were
cover.
not gonna work. No matter how and Rob was just looking at me like, "Where's your bloody shoes?"
It's we
They're over
don't, and
there.
that's it.
That's
Right,
it.
there's no controversy, there's no, there's no fakeness, it's just us being us, and we just do
Yeah.
what we do, and,
It
um
had to be because it was either take off the shoes or Rob was gonna catch me falling off the front of the stage because it was a beautiful stage. Talk
That was
about
a
life
nice,
appraisals. Oh my god.
yeah, like
I was
really huge digital screen, and God, I felt I was at an award ceremony or something, and but yeah, universities got to do more universities because they are incredible. I mean, these are the future people that make all the big decisions,
exactly. Exactly. So
in our
yes,
world.
apparently we need to work together again. It's been too long. Everybody's
Ted.
talking about my shoes. See, they're all positive. I'm just grounding, basically overrated. See, you can tell everybody listens to the positivity.
Yeah. Yeah, and you should sign those and auction them off or something.
I should, but you know
Deborah.
what? And I knew I should have known this was going to be talked about today because I was at an event in Indiana this weekend, and I had shoes that zipped up, so they weren't coming off my feet. Extremely comfortable, loved it. And literally, I stand up to do the gallery, and my shoes were on. In spirit, an old lady's telling me, "You need to take those shoes off. They hurt." And I'm like, "No, they don't." And I'm in a gallery having this conversation with this lady, and the audience is laughing hysterically because she's telling me, "Get them bloody shoes off," basically. And I'm like, "No, they're fine." And she's showing me ripping the heels off. But then she's like, "But you're gonna be walking funny." And I'm demonstrating this. And of course, you know how I work. And everybody's laughing. And really all I'm having is a conversation with this old lady, which was
Uh,
beautiful. Love you, lady. Thank you for letting me bring the message through, blah, blah, blah. I sit down. Now I'm sitting. It's fine. No longer on my feet. Next old lady, take them bloody shoes off. I'm like, what am I in the land of? Flats? So she actually made my feet hurt. And I'm looking at the lady going, she's got my feet hurting. And I'm sitting. She goes, that would be my grandma. She didn't like high heels, blah, blah. She made me take off my shoes before I could finish talking to the lady. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's what Spirit did. Made me
that's
take off.
what I love. Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, Spirit told me the other day to butt out. It was like, you don't need him. You and I chat if you just like show some like wakey, I'm in front of you, I'm sat on the bed, I'm tugging at your, big toe, and she's cracking up, losing it. And then I look and Spirit's laughing and losing it. And she's like, sweetheart, you don't need him. And I went, sweetheart, you don't need what? Why am I even, and
You
I
just
was
got
just like,
kicked right
Spirit,
out
come
of me.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got kicked out
Uh,
of me. That's not bad. That's a good thing because then you
and
get to
what
teach
about your
your client.
mom? When your
Huh?
mom came through,
My
and
mom. My
like,
mom's
yeah,
still alive.
no, your mom, your
Oh, yeah.
grandmom,
My
your
grandma.
mom's mom,
Yes.
and she's just like this, and in my face like that. She was just like staring me out. I was like, yeah, not creepy at all, thanks.
It's what they
She's
do.
like, who the hell are you? I just think she didn't take my English accent. I think it was maybe it was an Irish thing,
Well, she's Norwegian. Well, she's Norwegian and
an
top of
Irish, and
England. Top
isn't
of
she
England.
German as well or something?
No, she's my grandfather's 100% Danish. My grandmother is 50% Norwegian because great grandpa is born in
Yeah,
Norway.
yeah,
But
yeah.
her mother is born at the very top of England where
Mhm.
Scotland, Wales falls into England.
In the borders. Yeah,
Yeah.
the border,
That
count.
where they fall in and they kind of went, this is our spot, not yours. And you want to call it technically England, but the community says nope, we're not giving up our Scandinavian type heritage. That's where great grandma's from, that area.
I mean, if you're from Scotland or England or basically Wales, I mean, Eileen, pretty much part Viking as it, is pretty much a given because they kind of
Yeah.
partied, a little.
Well, I can remember when I got my ancestry.com DNA back, and I remember I got a hold of you. I was never so happy. I'm like, Rob, we're really?
They're related.
He's
Got
like,
some
huh? I said,
Norwegian.
I'm 100% Heinz 59 or 57 Scandinavian. Like, pick a country. That's my bloodline. All for free. My family is freezing because none of them come from the south. They all wanted the frigid waters, and that's where I'm from.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah, Deb, I love you too, sweetheart. She's absolutely Deborah Roselle, Lee Warner. Yeah, it's Yeah, totally. I agree. And I have a friend from England. Love her. She's amazing. Keith Fletcher says, and Lee Warner, it's better to die standing than to live on your knees. What a great philosophy.
It is.
What a great
My head went
philosophy.
15 different ways. So, hey, Tim. Tim says, "Hi, Rob."
Was Tim? Tim.
He doesn't
Oh,
know me.
Tim.
He knows you.
Tim, Tim is one of the absolute sweetest human beings I've ever known. I mean, he's so authentic, and he's got this huge, great big heart. And when you hear about, if you don't know Tim, then you should get to know him, and about his amazing foundation,
Is he
and
paused?
hear his story about Murray.
Is he
And
paused?
huh?
What
Pause.
foundation? No,
Yes.
it's paused.
Yes. He's
Okay,
he's
I keep saying pause, pause, pause. I can't think about
Photograph for Pooches is
Ah,
I always get tongue twisted with that. Photographs for Pooches, and we did that event a few months ago, and it was just
I did
so
nothing but amazing.
heartwarming,
Yeah.
because it's all for rescue animals, and an incredible cause that's close to all of our hearts, because they never leave us. They never,
Yes.
they're emotional ticking time bombs that we know one day will go off.
Mm-hmm.
And for Tim, he has made that, love doesn't even come close to the word. He's made that such a legacy, such a never ending. He's immortalized Murray in so many ways, in the lives of the thousands of beautiful animals that are rescued as a result of Tim's foundation's work,
Love that.
Photographs for Pooches. So if you get a chance to go to one of Tim's events, you should definitely do it. Absolutely
Oh,
loved it.
I can't wait until I'm honored to be able to go. I watch
Photographs
you
for
guys
Pooches.
go, and I'm like, I just want to
Yeah.
be there.
Murray, yes. If you go hashtag Murray's Legacy, Murray'sLegacy, and you'll see why.
I love it. And I do know, I know he's helping with one of my causes at some of the events. And Tim, thank you. All I can say is thank you.
We
I've
love you,
never met
Tim.
you, and I want to just say thank you, because you're going to help finish making this happen. So
You got to
that's
have
all.
him on as a guest.
Tim, you want to come on? Because I would love to have you on. And I'm just going to put that out there. Tim, come on. Tim, I'm
and
going to send you a message after this. So it's probably going to go to your spam, because I'm just that person that's going to stalk you, because that's what I do. And have you say yes. Because I would love to talk about your foundation and all the amazingness you do. So I have a friend that does rescues, because she's got the time and the space, and she does rescues of dogs. And what she does is another lady actually organizes with people in the South, and they go to these kill shelters, and they grab all the dogs. And as they're driving these dogs from truck to truck to truck, passing them up to get to literally the top of Wisconsin, which is crazy. They come from Texas and Arizona to the top of
wow.
Wisconsin with these puppies or these dogs. And my friend goes online, goes, I'll take this one, I'll take this one, I'll take this one. She takes them into her home. She gives them all this love. She gets them potty trained and bite trained and all this love. And right when she's just completely immersed in love, somebody adopts. And it just breaks her heart. And I go, why do you keep doing this? She goes, because I just love to see the transformation. And it's so, and I will tell you what, it's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful to see it happen. I've had that honor of, because that's my happy place. I go up to Lisa's house, and I hide when I need to regenerate. And she's had this puppy that I want to call Princess. It's not the puppy's name, but it's this little shit of a dog that wants to bite you, because it's just been so hurt in so many different ways. And over a weekend, we went from her wanting to bite me to her wanting to sit with me, and then her wanting me to hold her. And just to see that transformation of love was just so dynamic and so beautiful. And to know that I got to bond with her, and when I go, she's going to be gone. but hopefully she's in a home that's just going to love her forever and never give her up, so which is beautiful.
It is beautiful. And you know, I think that there are two things that just rub me up the wrong way, and there are a few things that rub me up the wrong way, but two of the being a dad, children, whether you're a dad or not, I mean, cruelty to children and cruelty to animals, because both love you unconditionally, and people just take advantage of that, and some people, and it's horrific, some of the things that happen, and to be an advocate for children and for animals, and I know that I know a lot of fantastic people, Tim, Dan, there are a lot of people that I know that show so much love and compassion, and not just when it's convenient, but they go out of their way to do so and don't want to have people talk about it, and that's a truly good soul. And so I'm lucky to be surrounded and have friends like Tim, Dan, and so many others, because there's really no other community like the paranormal community.
Mhm.
Say what you want. I mean, someone's in trouble, someone needs help, someone's house burns down, someone's just all the above,
Yeah.
above, and bam, like, a rocket. It's like a space rocket. The community are around them, surrounding with support and love. And I don't think that there are many communities out there like the paranormal community, and that's something that makes me hugely proud to be a small part of.
It's mind blowing. I mean, for myself, I mean, I have 2 GoFundMe running for different causes, and it blows me away how the paranormal community has come together.
Well,
Just
great bunch of
come
people.
together, like, wow. And
Mhm.
now the station, Todd has for a new computer system, and just because the one we have to run the station is kind of failing. And I don't even think it's been a week, and he's almost raised all the money, and it's through the paranormal community and the radio station community, and
Mhm.
just this beautiful community that said, "We want to keep you going. Let
And
me
I've
help."
even told, him myself, Todd, and I want to tell you this right now. I would like to, here and now, Todd Bates, Esquire, I would like to pledge to you a Ghost Finder's mouse pad to go with that amazing computer. A huge contribution from myself, but we give what we can.
That's
And
right.
I know he's having a chuckle back there somewhere.
He's already put something up.
Did he?
He's like, "Wow, like, that's awesome."
Whoa!
Whoa.
Yeah. He's like, and on the next episode of the Ghost Finders,
To remind him he's gotta do the voiceover.
he's the voice of the Ghost Finders, and he's
He
great at it
is.
too. His voice, man.
I actually started my stalking to Tim already, so
Tim, he
I've
couldn't be
already started
stalked
my
by a
stalking.
better dame.
Yep, I already started my stalking, like, I want you on. I'm that person. I will stalk you.
Lee
Some
has
people
a
are really
Gaelic
cool.
tattoo that says that. He said, "Look, I have a Gaelic tattoo,
Ooh.
and it's like it's a Celtic eternity knot with my kids, with a couple of my kids' names on it."
I would show you mine, but I don't wanna scare anybody because, well, here. There you go.
Oh my goodness! Can we get a little close up?
There you go. That's as close as you're getting. There's my Celtic knot.
That's nice. You
With
got Celtic.
It's a Celtic knot, yeah.
You
Here,
got a knot too.
it's
Well,
my
together we can get knotted.
we can get knotted. My Celtic knot with my raven, and he sits on it's all across. He sits on a bunch of crystals. Yep, that's my
That's
Celtic knot.
nicely done. That's nicely
It's
done.
You'll love
I'm
this
actually
one.
looking for a tattoo artist myself. Oh my gosh.
This one's a cover up of a cover up. So it's gonna be a huge raven flying over, 3 roses,
Wow.
and he's carrying because we all know I'm a Harry Potter buff. So right here is the 9 3/4.
The 9 3/4 platform. Yes.
So this
Yeah.
is a cover up. So we got the stencil over the cover up. So I'll tell you,
I'll have
Rob, we're gonna have to compare tattoos the next time I see you.
well, next time I see you, I'll buy you a butterbeer.
Oh, you don't even know.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
And
butter.
I'm looking for a tattoo artist actually to give me a couple sleeves, and nice little trade deal. We'll have you doing the whole thing sped up on the show and everything. And but yeah, so bring those recommendations to me. You can via spiritmedium.com or
Yeah.
at Rob Thompson
Everybody's
Spirit
like, now we've seen more parts of DeEtte than we needed.
We did. Well, I've only got 2, so it's nothing. I'm
Well,
not,
I got my
you
back
know.
done now too. I finished
Hmm?
my whole back. I finished a whole back tattoo since the last time I've seen you.
You finished that one.
Yeah, that one's finished, but now I'm gonna add more to it. But it's done. My back is finally done, but I'm gonna do
Can we
more to it.
see? Can we
Well,
see?
I'm gonna show you a picture of that versus me getting naked because I will probably show a
Yeah.
lot more than anybody
Well, I
wants
was
to
gonna say, like, just make sure there's not a mirror behind you if you do,
see.
you know.
So I'm gonna show you a picture of it. How's that sound? Obviously it's not, oh my God, where's the picture of it? It just feels like it's been forever since I finished it. Do do do. Oh my God, where did my picture of it go? I know it's not that far back in my things. When did I finish it? And then I can tell you. I
Well,
hate
while
this.
she's looking for that, Rob
Yeah,
at
you talk.
theghostfinders.com, for your if there's any tattoo artists that are really good that want to tap my sleeves, and tit for tat,
Tit for
we'll
tat.
do a trade.
Tit for tat. You know what? The problem with Facebook is there's a lot of memories. Oh my gosh, Rob, do you remember me here? You remember me when you first met me?
A little closer. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That was me when me and Rob first met.
Just as beautiful
Oh, thank
inside and
you.
out, you know?
Oh,
It's
thank
well,
you. Isn't it funny when you go to find a picture, it's just not there? It like disappears.
do you know what really gets me, right? It's
What?
just a pet peeve of mine is I don't know which I mean, I use a couple. One of them's Outlook, and when you're
Okay.
searching for an email and or a word and you type it in, it's in your inbox somewhere, and it just comes up after half a nanosecond. Nope, no such. There's no, and there's no email with the word "the" in it
Right.
in your inbox. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
no, I know there is.
And I think it got deleted off me altogether. And now I went to go find my deleted pictures and it just started deleting them all at once. So there we go. We're not going to find the picture if it's in the deleted file. So apparently you're not supposed to see it quite yet. That's
Ah,
okay.
well,
Well, you know,
that's a bit of a tease.
it really was, wasn't it? But I can't just be like stripping off my clothes on camera because Todd really kind of looks frowns on that. I mean, last week on the other show, I was doing a lot of cussing and swearing and
Did he take you aside and say,
no, I thank goodness he doesn't run that show. I run that show so he can have supper because it's on a Tuesday evening and he's slammed on Tuesday evenings.
ah,
So I run that show. So he didn't know until after the show. And I told him, I said, Rob, I said, Todd, I think I got us booted off of Facebook or off of YouTube. He's like, what do you mean? I said, I swore a lot. I swore more than normal. So yeah, that was me. I swore a ton. So, and he laughed. He watched the episode and just laughed at me. So we're good. But no, I don't have it anymore. So apparently I must have deleted it. So I'm gonna have to take more pictures and send it to you. Is what I'm gonna have to
okay,
do. You know?
okay. If you'd like
Oh,
to see pictures of big bare patches of DeEtte, send your name and a stamped to death envelope to. Uh,
Rob's gonna go. I need more tattoo pictures, DeEtte. Why? Because I've ran out. Everybody wants to see your back. Oh my God.
yes.
I'm most proud of this one though, because that's a cover up too. So I got
No,
nothing.
you know what I thought about tattoos is they're kind of like us, that they move, and they, you know, change as we change, and they're symbolic of the perpetual perpetuity of life.
Yeah.
Because death doesn't exist actually.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't.
It's transition from one to the other to the other,
Exactly.
and feed your
Courtney
blue
wants to
jay.
know if you're going to sell my pictures.
They're gonna sell. Yeah. Oh, yes. DeEtteLeakedPics.com coming to you soon.
DeEtte without shoes on. DeEtte without this. DeEtte without that.
OnlyFans. DeEtte. My last tattoo is a 6-year-old grandmother.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Jamie is. That's another sweetheart of that I know that you know well. And
Actually, I don't know. I actually just met Jamie for the first time a couple of weeks ago. So
well, she was at. You may have met her, but she was also before. But you were also at the Metaphysical Meta Para Pro.
Meta Para Pro. Oh, I didn't know that.
And I heard Terry that if you're listening, and I did hear that you're about to do another one this year, a Meta Para Pro. You may not have heard that, but now you did. Because he has to. That was such an amazing event.
We have a lot of. He's got a lot of events going on. He's only got 1 2-day event going on, but I didn't know any of them were Meta Para Pros. So
no, I know. I was just having a
well,
little.
I know we are doing a station one though. So a station
That's
event.
great.
So
when's that?
Let me get it out. It's October of 2024, I believe.
Okay.
I believe. Let me double check. October 23rd, 20 through the 23rd, and I do believe it's next year, 2024. So yes, but it's a huge station one in Eau Claire, which will be awesome. Hood question, Courtney. What's a hood question? Hood question. What the question is?
Do we get to take?
Oh, Todd said we might have to change the date, so the dates are tentative, guys. They're tentative.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yeah, don't put them in books yet. It's tentative to make sure we can still secure those dates, and it comes with a whole lot behind the scenes. Those are the projected dates, and then they have to go, wait a second, let's make sure we can get the venue for it all and all that. Yes, we need to find Tim. Tim needs a ride, okay? And I don't mean like he needs a ride. He needs a driver. He's got the rig, okay? Tim, we've been doing this. Tim needs a driver that can drive a motorhome from California up to Wisconsin for the event.
Just down the road.
Just
it's like a hop and a skip away, really. And especially you've got good conversation.
And no, Courtney, we do not take our tattoos with us. We kind of leave the body behind.
We do. Yeah, we do. It's funny that I wonder if there are on the other side sort of like. No, I guess you wouldn't be much call for them, would there? Really, It's funny. It's
really
because someone asked me the other day. They were like, what about the clothes? You see some people wearing clothes, and you see them wearing, the clothes either that they passed in, or you see them wearing the clothes that their favorite, Sunday best. And asked me, and I have no explanation other than presumably you just as spirit, you want to manifest in your best possible form, as you did in life.
Well, I always look at it this way. If grandma shows up, do you want me to explain to you how she looked naked, or do you want me to tell you how she looked in the dress that she was wearing that you're going to remember her wearing?
The dress, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, if I looked at you and said, hey, Rob, I got your grandma here. She's got great boobs. See the look? That would be what we were doing to everybody. Look at Rob.
I'm wondering if my mom is. I wonder if my mom's watching this from England right now. She'd be like,
your mom's be rolling laughing. She'd be
rolling laughing. Definitely, yeah. No, don't know about the boobs there for my nan, but
just a thread.
But thank you for that image.
What? I've softened, Rob. I've softened.
So have
But
I.
now your mom's questioning. Now your mom's questioning.
I'll get a
Me,
thick ear. You'll get a bloody thick ear when you come up to the airport. Yeah.
yeah. But if you think about it, and I always tell people, this is a big thing with spirit. Spirit is once we shed the body, we go back to love. It is all about love. It's all about, gosh, it's just unconditional love. It's beautiful. You know,
Mm.
I mean, the
Love is
worst
everything.
characters that you can imagine when they get back to spirit, it's all about love. That's what it
Mm.
is. But if say your grandma, and I'm not going to say your grandma was evil or mean or anything like that because I don't believe she was, but if your grandma was just that wicked witch and ruled with an iron fist and you remembered the whoops on your tush, you know what I mean, and I came think, oh, your grandma's here and she's just all about love and how much she loved you, you'd be like, that's not my grandma. I don't know who you got. My grandma whooped my tush, like my grandma. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
spirits got to come through in a way that you recognize them, that you know them. And then eventually they're going to get to that love. They're going to get and you watch as you watch the journey with spirit, because grandma comes in and grandma showed me it. She showed me an iron fist, and oh my God, she don't even have a wooden spoon. She got like a steel spoon, specially made because she's saying she whacked the heck out of your tushy, and she's not even saying I'm using tushy, not her, because you want to hear the word she's got to say. But da da da, and you're gonna go, oh, that's grandma. I didn't expect grandma to show up. Well, grandma just wants to tell you how proud she is. And grandma doesn't feel like she would have said those words while you were alive, but she wants to let you know how much she really wants to tell you how much. She just showed me tears streaming down, like she loves you. And there's such beautiful tears, and she just how proud she is of you. And she's getting to that point of love, and she's getting to that. But they've got to come through in a way that you knew grandma in order for you
Yeah.
to have a feeling of love. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And what they want to say. So I do believe that's why they show up with clothes. Because if I told you grandma showed up naked or grandma showed up in this military suit and grandma wasn't in a military suit, you'd be like, that's not mine.
Hmm.
They got to show up in a way that we know them.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. There was and I think that it's funny because we're at this almost this new paradigm now, aren't we?
Mhm.
Where this pandemic, this once in a century, I hope only once in a century, event that we've made it through, that sadly a lot of people haven't, and has made us really sort of think more, just the sheer volume of death that we've been surrounded by, not this past year as much as some people, but during the thick of the pandemic, just made us think, made more people ask the question, what's next? Or even is this life, or is this a dry run? Is death actually life? And that's very much how the ancient Egyptians saw it, with their passage into the underworld, and they brought their servants with them, and all their worldly goods. So
Isn't that
that's one
beautiful?
of the and that's very much what I believe, I think. But
And that's what's beautiful is we can all have our own beliefs, because honestly, we find out the truth when we get there.
yes, yeah,
Because
yeah,
we can
and we're not
all
in.
be very wrong.
Right. I just want to say real quick before we go, is this coming Sunday is Mother's Day, of course. And for a lot of people, it's going to be one of the toughest Mother's Days ever, for obvious reasons. And because they've, their mother has transitioned, for whatever reason. Maybe it's their mother's mother, grandmother, mother figure.
Mhm.
And so I just want us to really, if we know someone in that position who, just maybe we can spare a little extra thought and maybe have them over, for Mother's Day, share a lunch or a brunch or something, or make a phone call, because you know what, being a mother, they're the heroes of the world. Mothers are the absolute heroes of the world, whether they're the biological mother, whether they're you know, they adopt children. Mother figures are what epitomizes and what makes the world go around. So I know there's a couple people that that I can think of that are, and one of them's on my crew. And he's one of the sweetest, nicest people that I've ever known. And so let's spare a thought for those this Mother's Day whose moms aren't around.
110%. Appreciate that, because that's a beautiful message. It's a beautiful message. So thank you. And Rob, thank you for coming on.
Thank you. I am so thrilled to. I just love hanging out and talking with you. And
I had absolutely no plan at all, just to be able to hang out with you.
I could waffle on with you for hours and hours and hours. And we got a bit of catching up to do, because we've both been really busy, the last few months. And so we'll do that. And let's get you back on the Ghost Finders as well, if you will.
I would love to. Are you kidding me? I got luggage. I will come.
Luggage?
I got luggage.
No luggage. Just bring a
Backpack.
bring a backpack. And we're going to be filming in Ohio. We're going to be filming in Louisiana. My first trip to Louisiana, to Baton Rouge and New Orleans, NOLA, and and where else are we? Upstate New York, back again, and here in PA. So that'll be my July and August. Thank you so much for having me. If anyone wants a reading, then please join me at spiritmedium.com, and I'd be delighted to book a Zoom reading with you.
Please.
Once again,
Rob is amazing. I'll vouch for him. 110% vouch for him.
Bless you. Thank you.
Him and Josie. So thank you so much, Rob, for coming on.
Thank you, darling.
You just mean the world to me, is all I can say. And thank you.
Mean the world to me too.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. May love be in your hearts.
And everybody else, I'll be back in a few minutes with your weekly reading here on Schooled Thru Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. Thank you, Rob. Love you.
Thank you. Love you too.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is DeEtte here on Schooled Thru Spirit with WLTK-DB. I've had the privilege and the honor today to have Rob Thompson, spirit medium, on with me. He is such a dear, loving person, so close to my heart in so many ways. I feel like he is a brother, and I vouch for him and the work he does and the readings he does, because he's truly amazing. So if you'd like to book a reading with him, please go to spiritmedium.com and find him. He's phenomenal. He really is. Or just watch the Ghost Finders, because I'll tell you what, you'll find him there, and he's a rock star. So let's do our reading this week. 5-card stud. Tim is already going, DeEtte. Now will DeEtte beat me up with 5 cards? I'm not beating you up, Tim. I love you. But we're going to use the Queen of Moon Oracle. The Queen of Moon Oracle. I don't know how to speak. The Queen of Moon Oracle cards, Moralical. Let's use the Queen's cards here because I like these cards. They're pretty. They're pretty. So let's do 5 card stud. As you know, with this, pick a card 1 through 5. You can pick all the cards, 1 of the cards, 2 of the cards, whatever this is for you. Just kind of a guide throughout the week. Which is beautiful, which is beautiful. So I love doing this. And then we'll pick another card from another deck, just kind of bring them all together, okay? So let's start with this. And number 1 card is the fear card. It's a fear. I love this. They put ravens and blackbirds and call it fear. I'm like, that's heaven. But anyway, fear. If you pick card number 1, you're looking at a state of fear. You're in a state of fear. I need you to kind of move out of that state of fear. Now, fear isn't always in your face going, oh my God, I'm terrified. Fear is a lot of different things. It's hesitation. It's not moving forward. It's feeling stuck. Feeling as if you can't really go forward, okay? So if you pick number 1, you're in a state of fear, and we kind of have to get you to kind of move out of it. Remember, fear can actually also represent an uncomfort state, and we're in that uncomfort state. It's going to help you to push through and just kind of grow, okay? So card number 2 is self-reflection. Card is self-reflection. Oh God, isn't that gorgeous? Oh wow, that is just amazing because it's mirrored upon mirrored upon mirrored. And you pick number 2. We are looking at that. You're looking at yourself and you're going where you're identifying with you. You're identifying with what's within you, inside of you. Okay. You're going through a period of growth here, guys. If you pick card number 2, it's just a period of growth. It's looking deeper. It's looking past some of what you might deem flaws and going, where is this coming from? Or where am I taking this to? Or what am I about? So it's really kind of amazing. Card number 3 is the power card. And how powerful is that image? Holy cow moly, it's gorgeous. I need it. I got so much shine on these cards, but it's the power card. And I love this because I feel like this is you walking into your own power, you stepping into your own power. And I'm telling you what, stepping in your own power is holding belief to yourself, okay? Knowing who you are, holding belief within yourself, standing on your podium and going, this is mine. I feel as if I am strong within myself, and that's what this card's about. Card number 4 is the resistance card. It's the resistance card. And I love how this card is depicted because you see that really tight hand and all the trees and bushes squishing out from all of it. Not really letting a lot of growth going on there, are they? So if you pick number 4, stop resisting. Stop trying to squeeze and hold on to everything so tight. Because when we do that, we squish it up. You don't even get to hold it because your hand has only got so much space. So when you tie and tight and everything's squishing out through your fingers, you're losing it all. You need to open it up. You need to allow the growth. You need to allow it to fly. You need to allow it to come back and just watch something flourish, okay? So stop resisting and allow growth to happen. And the final card for here is release, release. Oh, isn't that kind of beautiful here? So the release card, it's allowing things to go that no longer serve you. That's pretty blunt. Allowing things to release what no longer serve you. Okay? Allow this to happen. Okay? You should have just called. Now, so this week, card number 1 was the fear card. Card number 2 is self-reflection. Card number 3 is the power card. Card number 4 is resistance. And card number 5 is release. Now, if you're looking at these as a whole, this week, guys, is about growth. This week is about you going within, you finding growth within yourself, and just really coming on top of the deck when you think about it. This is not going to be a fun week for a lot of people, but it is going to have a lot of aha moments, which is going to be awesome and mesmerizing. Now let's go to this Beyond Lemuria cards. And we're going to pull one from there because I love the wordy cards, as you know. They do work well together, don't they? I love it. I love it. Oh, cards are falling. I would take 1 or 2, but half the deck fell. So we're not going to use those as jumpers. So let's do this. Let's pick a card. Ooh, it's a mermaid evolution. It's the mermaid. Look at that. So pretty. So it's the evolution card. Ooh, this already sounds like it goes with the whole deck. Consider what evolution means to you. Is your evolution about growth, expansion, adaptation, success, or becoming a better version of yourself? Look for ways to flourish in the face of challenge. Break a problem down to its elements. Be creative and consider how you can make it more fun and inspiring. Alternatively, ask how you can learn, grow, and become stronger through what is happening for you. You may be pushed to greater and deeper learnings, and it might be an uncomfortable process, but the strength, growth, and wisdom that come from journeying through the eye of the storm and embodying this knowledge is something to no teacher can show you. I love cards because you can't make this up. I couldn't make this up in my life. Depended on it. I really couldn't. I really couldn't. So I'm telling you guys, this week is about growth. This week is about you doing some self-reflection, looking within. That can be very fear factor. It really can, because you're gonna go in here and you're gonna go, what am I coming out? What is gonna be? And I'll tell you what, after you go through this process, by next week, you're gonna be going, and it's gonna be bells and whistles and angels. Oh my, which is going to be amazing for you and amazing for me. And it's awesome. It's awesome. Um, so with that being said, I need to look. I know I got a new show schedule because Todd sent it to me because he's very gracious and I love him for that. But now I got to find Todd on here. Todd, and there it is. So the current show list, guys, because I want to go into that before I leave you this week. So the current show is, as always, Mondays are gotten kind of like light, guys. So I'll tell you what, if you want to have a show, if you want to come and put content and have a word in your mind that you want to speak about, you want to create a show, please get a hold of Todd at WLTK-DB.com. Send him a message. We've got lots of time on Mondays. Mondays we used to be full. That's kind of swapped. So we got plenty of room on Mondays now for more shows. So as always, Monday morning, we're starting with myself, Schooled Thru Spirit, 9 a.m. And these are all in Central Standard Time, guys. Tonight is Be the Change with Christina Bloom at 8 p.m. Do shows have to be weekly? I don't know. Ask him, Deb. That's a good question. Todd, can you answer that question while I'm talking? And you can just answer it to me, Todd, in the private, or you can just kind of message it in the comments. Excuse me. Tuesdays is Exploring the Paranormal with Heather Lee. She starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, and I believe that she has got Mr. Joe Frankie on tomorrow morning. No, they do not. No, they do not, Miss Deb. So you can definitely have a show that's not, it can be every other week. It can be every other week. That's perfect, Deb. So there you go. Excuse me. So tomorrow morning is Heather Lee with Exploring the Paranormal. Again, I believe her guest tomorrow, I believe, don't quote me on that, but I believe it is Joe Frankie. And man, I love it. Just adore. Tomorrow night gets kind of busy. It is Ane with Ane Shin at 5 p.m. She is our tarot lady. Oh my God, she's a rock star. I love her. She's one of my besties. I just love her. After that is Unfiltered with myself, DeEtte, and Mike. And I will tell you what, we are using the Unicorn Oracle. It's the Rebel deck, guys. Oh, I love that. We have one show that's coming out that's just once a month, guys. So definitely every other week would definitely work. And we are using the new cards. We have a new format to the show that me and Mike finally just kind of fell into last week. So much fun, such a blast. And I do believe so many people got so much out of it. So we're going to follow the new format, guys. After that is Moment to Moment with Linda Hope. And that's at 7 p.m. Oh, I owe you a card from the Rebel deck. You do, Tim. You do. Spirits Are Talking with Lisa Silverman is at 9 p.m. And Paranormal Pete with Pete Orbea is on at 10 p.m. Pete is frippin' phenomenal. He's over in Washington. I believe he's in Washington. But anyway, he's a great guy. You don't want to miss his show. On to Wednesdays, we start with the Self-Care Show with Deidre Sanford at 10 a.m. Deidre is awesome. She's coming on my show at the end of May. The Psychic Hour with Kelly Brickle is at 3 p.m. Soul Guidance with Roddy Blunt starts May 31st at 6 p.m. Haunted Locations in 60 Minutes with Nick Sarlo and Diana Henry at 7 p.m. And I do believe that might be ending soon, but don't quote me on that, just because the Shadow Hunters are getting crazy busy. Seeing Beyond with Kelly Urquhart and Cheryl Murphy is at 9 p.m. Another phenomenal show you guys don't want to miss. On Thursdays, we start with Chat with Charlie with Stephanie Lynn at 9 a.m. May 18th, guys, we have a new show starting up, and it is The Universe with Stephanie and Rob Thompson. Yes, Rob is joining the WLTK-DB family. I love it. I love it. I love it. So you can find that show, where the heck, at May 18th at 6 p.m. Realm of Darkness with Ashley Monroe is at 7 p.m. I think I always say a different last name with her. So I love it. I love it. Um, let me think. Oh, I lost my thing. Passport to Paranormal. Oh, this is where it is. I screwed up. Heather Lee has a new show. Joe Frankie isn't going to be on her show tomorrow morning. Ah, I knew I was screwing something up. They're starting a new show in June. Passport to the Paranormal, and that's with Dr. Heather Lee and Joe Frankie. That's in June at 9 p.m., guys. Oh my God. So Joe will not be on her tomorrow morning. They're starting a new show in a month. Can't wait to see that show. And y'all don't know this, but Joe Frankie has been with Lee and Lee has been. Oh, it is Moreno. Thank you, Todd, because I've been screwing that. I went, oh, I've been screwing it up. It is Ashley Moreno. Not Ashley Monroe, Ashley Moreno. So Joe Frankie is he is a major part of the Warren Legacy Foundation. And he has been working with Ed and Lorraine Warren since he was 18 or 19 years old, guys. I mean, like, he was brought in by the family, basically adopted into the family. These are just his kin. He spent many hours, weeks, months, years side by side with them and loves them dearly. And he brings so much to the table when it comes to parrot. I mean, he is the master and the mind behind a lot of paranormal when it comes to understanding it. Okay. The Voice of Oneness with Amore Benet is at 10 p.m. and that's on Thursdays. Fridays, we start with Soul and Synergy Radio with Terry Flick and Danny Loosemore at 10 a.m. That is a 2-hour show, and it's always got so much information in there. The Psychic Hour Reading Show is at 3 p.m. Again, that is Miss Kelly Brickle. Twilight Tonight with DeEtte Moonflyer is at 6 p.m. on Fridays, and Haunted Voices with Todd Bates and Nicole Strickland is at 10 p.m. on Fridays. You know what? And we are always growing. We're always expanding. We love what we do, guys, and we love what we bring to the table, and we love the fact that you guys show up and support us. And I love it. I love it. I love it. And I want to tell you about my next week's guest. What day is it? I got to get to the right week. Okay. Next week is Mr. Brandon Wainwright. Tyson's Gift podcast. He is that gentleman. And he's going to be coming on tomorrow or next Monday. And I cannot wait to have him on next Monday. It's going to be awesome. Great show. He's a healer. He's very gifted, and I wanted to be able to share him with you guys, just as he brought me on his show. And I cannot wait. Okay. And again, everybody that's, download this in the UK in September, I believe he said the 14th, 15th, 16th, or close to those dates, Rob Thompson will be in the UK. He is doing a huge event over there. Please watch for him. Please book with him. He is a flippin' amazing person when it comes not just being a person, but a medium. He's just, you know what, you want to book early. So go to Spirit Medium. Rob, I'm going to mess up his whole website, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to literally type his name in to make sure I got the right one. It is why is this so difficult for me? Spirit Medium. He is a Spirit Medium, obviously, on the Ghost Finders. And I want you to just go. I want you, Rob Thompson, Spirit Medium. And that's where you're going to find him, is Rob Thompson, Spirit Medium. So please, please, please go to him, book with him, book early, because he is going to fill up. This man is incredibly busy. So let him know you want a reading with him when he hits the UK in September. He's coming back home because that is where he started, guys. Thank you. www.spiritmedium.com. But again, book with him early, because he's going to fill up when he gets there. He is coming back home because he is British, guys. He is British. He comes from there, and he's beautiful. He's just beautiful. So everybody, I will see you next week. This is DeEtte here on Schooled Thru Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.